In the early morning of Monday, October 28, 2024, Clark County Auditor Greg Kimsey was awoken by a phone call alerting him about a fire at a ballot drop box in C-Trans Fisher's Landing Transit Center.
The first thought was, my God, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I've got to wake up here. And then my second thought was, how quickly can I get out there to see what's going on?
Vancouver Fire and Police, as well as TV crews, were already at the scene.
We opened the thing up. We had a key. At that point, it's just dumping rain, just pouring rain. They did have a little hoe, and I got in there and just started dragging the ballots out into the rain. And it actually was the rain that put them out. We gathered them up, put them in a secured carrier, and then brought them back down here to the office.
The elections office estimated that there were 500 ballots in the ballot drop box. With election day just 1 week away, staff swiftly worked on identifying 488 voters with damaged ballots and mailing them replacement ballots.
None of those ballots could be processed as normal. To the media's credit, to voters' credit, by that Wednesday, over 300 voters had obtained their own replacement ballot.
Of the 488 identified damaged ballots, 19 replacement ballots were not received by the election office.
19 of those had to be duplicated from the remains, if you will. Some of those ballots, we could not see the entire ballot. We couldn't see all the voters' choices on the ballot, but to the extent we could see the voters' choices on the ballot, those choices were then duplicated, and then those duplicated ballots were run through the process.
For these efforts to count every vote, Secretary of State Steve Hobbs awarded Greg Kimsey as the Auditor of the Year at the annual Washington State Elections Conference.
Following these events, this county auditor improved their fire suppression systems and shared the new systems so that others could be better prepared in the future.
It's the second time in my career I've received that recognition. I think this time it's even more meaningful to me because that event was really quite dramatic. But really, the lion's share of credit goes to the staff here at the Elections Office, who are devoted to carrying out the mission of this office, understand the importance of what we do, understand they are part of the foundation of our democracy.
A Clark County Elections employee was also recognized at the conference. Luba received the Rising Star of the Year award.
I handle a lot of work with our overseas and military voters. I am also a public records officer for our office. I'm also here for any other staff that have questions or temporary staff that have questions while processing voter registrations.
Luba also trains the temporary staff who will work at the elections office front counter. During a very busy 2024 presidential election with extremely long lines of voters, to not disrupt service to the people waiting, Luba would relieve workers at the front counter so they could take breaks.
In my studies, I've always known that I want to be in local governance and public service. And I feel like without that passion for it, it would be very hard for you to do your job and do it to the quality that is acceptable. Sometimes there's a lot of negative comments out there about our work. So I feel like without that passion, it would be much harder for you.
This individual is described as an absolute rock star with a true passion for elections administration.
I feel very grateful and very humbled. I just come to work and I try to do my job to the best of my abilities.
I'll get that added too.
It's a wonderful feeling to have your work recognized and acknowledged, especially in that forum of your peers. And it gives me also a lot of motivation for my work in the future.
Congratulations to Greg and Luba on receiving the state's recognition. For more information about the Clark County Elections Office, visit clarkvotes.org. If you have information regarding the October 2024 ballot box fire, contact the FBI at 1-800-CALL-FBI or tips.fbi.gov.